All right, we are live today on the You vs. You show. This is your host, Todd Cahill, and I'm excited to bring you another episode of You vs. You, and excited about, obviously, the value that we are doing our best to try to bring to the audience of how to really win this incredible battle of you versus you. And being the author of the book, You vs. You, that is a bestseller here, 12 Ways to Kick Your Own Ass and Win. I started this before COVID, and it really has just not only been so great just for the show, but a lot of the people that I've been interviewing have also interviewed other amazing people all over the world. So today we have an amazing guest, and her name is Sarah Strizzi, and we're going to interview her today, and we're going to really dive into emotional baggage. What is emotional baggage? What is this thing called the emotion code and the body code? And I was introduced to the book by Dr. Bradley Nelson earlier in 2020, and it really has been a game changer for me. Not only reading the book, but actually getting worked on by certified emotion code and body code practitioners, as you're going to hear from one today. And if you've never been open to something like this, or maybe you're not knowledgeable about it, and maybe you come from maybe a Christian background like I do, and maybe you might have the perspective like, well, I'll just pray and ask God to help me. I get all that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but there is science that just like you go to a chiropractor to get your back fixed, or you go to a doctor for health concerns, you know, a lot of people tend to not really talk about the emotional baggage concerns that we all have, and how when you're having a bad day, or you're in a mood, you're in a bad mood, or you're ticked off, or you're pissed off, or something that's inside of you that you might not even know that's inherited is really holding you back from the greatness and really being legendary in your own world. You know, we are the stars of our own movie, and that's called our own life. So we're going to deal with a lot of drama. We're going to deal a lot with courage, or lack of courage, or nervousness, or fears, fear of failure, fear of success. So how do you do you just hire a leadership coach? Do you hire a life coach? Do you read a book? Do you listen to podcasts? Do you go to YouTube and just get more and more and more confused, with all the information out there? So we want to really streamline it for you today and get right into the interview. So I'm excited to have you, Sarah. I know you come from an entrepreneur background. You're an amazing person. You have a lot of incredible energy. And of course, you're certified in these modalities, these energy code, body code, and you've been serving people for a long time. You just come with this incredible spirit. So if we could just get to know you a little bit, people that are watching live, and also if you're on the replay, definitely let us know that you're watching on the replay. I'd love to kind of know your background, where you're from, and what really got you into this healing side of things, where you're just really making a massive impact right now in a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here tonight, Todd. I appreciate that. I'm just honored to be a guest on your amazing show. So I am happy to share about this. So yes, I'm certified in both body code and emotion code, but it didn't always start out that way. So for me, I was raised in a family that very much valued holistic health and wellness. So that was instilled in me from a very young age. And so when it came time to decide what to do for college, I chose to do nutritional science and psychology with the ultimate goal of heading to Bastyr University in Seattle area to become a naturopathic physician. Well, I chose to be a naturopathic physician because I really wanted to be able to get to the root cause of what was causing somebody's dysfunction and disease. And so I was really compelled to get myself there, which I did. I moved up to Seattle about 20 years ago, started the Bastyr studying naturopathic medicine, but at that time got diverted in another direction. So I started a family, became a mother, and I chose to withdraw from that naturopathic program, which was just like radical for me because I had spent so much time and energy to get there.
Right.
But life called me in another direction. And I stayed at home with my kids for several years. While still being at home, I was implementing what I knew to just be mindful about nutrition and wellness and all of that. And I stayed very closely connected to my desire to find what that was going to be for me to really help people shift in their lives, both holistically, we're holistic beings here, with getting to the root cause of what was causing dysfunction. And so as fate would have it, I was introduced into the emotion code book. And I was like, oh my gosh, something about that sounds so intriguing. It sparked something in me. So I did my research, read the book, started practicing on myself and my family members, and saw just amazing changes happening in no time flat. And it was then that I realized, okay, cool. Like, I don't have to go back and spend 5 years in medical school to accomplish really what I want, is to get to the root cause of dysfunction. And it's just such an amazing process to attend to this from the energetic perspective. So yes, emotion code was definitely the answer for me there.
Yeah, so dysfunction, you use that word a lot, actually. So how we're in a dysfunction right now when you see all the riots, and of course you're in Seattle, and there's a lot of news in Seattle with everything that's going on up there, and you just see whether people are black, whether they're white, whether they're Asian. There's just a lot of dysfunction in our society. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of sadness. And also in a lot of people's personal life, it could be a marriage, it could be a relationship, it could be just flat out depressed. A lot of people are really depressed right now. It's not it's a perspective shift, right? You could look at 2020 as like the best year. I mean, for me, it's been literally the best year professionally of my life. I've never had more clarity. I love what I do, but for a lot of people, it's the opposite of that. So as a dysfunction, the way that we think, that's really attached to our actions, the conscious side, if you could just kind of educate us a little bit on the subconscious side, where when our life feels like it is dysfunctional, where is that really coming from? And where's the core root of that?
Oh, such a good question. So applicable to today's times. And we're seeing it play out very accentuated right now with the current stress of our pandemic and all of the different things happening in our culture. So what happens here, and what intrigued me so much about emotion code and body code, is the fact that, yes, we're human, we experience emotions, but when it really became so clear to me that these emotional energies become trapped in our body and completely wreak havoc in our lives, where I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to figure out how to fix this. So not only is it trapped emotional energies that are trapped in our bodies and resonating at their own frequencies of anger, depression, frustration, rage, there's all these different things that are happening. Each of these emotions that are trapped within our bodies have a frequency, and they're vibrating at that level. So it's so easy for us to align with the sum total of our trapped emotions stuck in our bodies. Not only that, though, so we have this stuff in our subconscious mind. We have things called despair anchors, which are negative statements that our subconscious perceives as truth, that completely affect the way we feel. They affect our thoughts. They affect then our actions, and then our life, because our life is a culmination of all of those put together. And so when you back that up to the root cause of what it is that's creating this dysfunction, it's these things that are trapped in our subconscious mind. Energies, there's something called a broadcast message, which is basically like this radio frequency that's being emitted from your body. Well, that particular part of us, this broadcast message, forms from traumas in our lives, from being told maybe from a parent that you were good for nothing, just not giving you time of day, not paying attention to you, not seeing you. Throughout our life, we have these experiences, and these different experiences lead to, there's ramifications, there's cause and effect here. And so the effect of these experiences that we all go through as humans really do become trapped in our bodies and our subconscious minds with an energetic component to them. And they are the answer to our problems. When we can identify through the use of the emotion and body codes, connecting with the subconscious, this all-knowing space that already is this cataloging computer, it's keeping track of all this stuff for us, but having the tool to actually be able to connect with the subconscious mind and pull forward this information by utilizing the tools of the emotion and body code, we can just really help to free ourselves and others from this energetic baggage, these energetic misalignments that are truly fueling the dysfunction in our personal life, professional life, family life, all of it. And so that, my friend, is a mission of mine, to help bring this to the world stage so that more people can become aware that there is an answer to the solution. There's hope, and there's a way to get out of it, but it's to attend to it from the energetic perspective, which is very effective, along with having the conscious mind being, the right steps and actions to take each day, your 5-year vision of like actually putting your thoughts out there and reverse engineering what it's going to take action step wise to get there. So having both is a big deal.
Yeah. So tell me what happens in these sessions. I mean, I know you worked on me a few days ago, but for the layperson that, I was thinking about maybe hiring a emotion code, body code practitioner. And I never heard about it until the beginning of this year. And I've been around personal development for 2 decades, or even more than that, honestly. But this is something that's not new. It's something that's starting to really become new in the world, is energy healing. And about 5 to 10 years ago, like, meditation was kind of cool. Even though meditation's been around for thousands of years, it was like, kind of cool. But now it's like really cool if you meditate, or really kind of normal. So tell me what happens in some of these sessions that you do for people all over the world from home. Obviously, you're doing it over the phone. Nothing weird about it. It's just more like, tell me a little bit about how that would work for someone that's like, what is this all about?
Absolutely. So we connect energetically over the phone. When I first realized that was a possibility, it blew my mind, but it just makes sense, right? We're all connected energetically. How often have you been thinking of a family member or a friend, and next thing you know, they're texting you? Well, the fact of the matter is they were picking up on your psychic energy, and thought, oh, I need to call so-and-so. So we are all connected energetically in just by science, by nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ability to then use these modalities to connect over the phone. So you have to ask permission, of course. You have to have integrity with the whole thing. You get permission. And then, yes, I'm able to then sink into my client's energy. I become a mirror of their energy. My subconscious mind takes the back seat, and boom, I'm a mirror of their energy. And so then I'm able to tap into their subconscious, which then guides me through the series of questions. So it's really important about what questions you're looking for, what are your intentions to accomplish. And so you get those written out and very clear on both sides. And then you dive into the tools. So there's the body code mind map system, which is like the Rolls Royce of energy healing.
Mm-hmm.
This body code mind map system is absolutely incredible. The it has the ability to really get to the root cause of what it is that's causing the dysfunction. So by having access to that in the emotion code chart, you can just ask yes, no questions and be led through a series of options, kind of like a key, to get to the bottom of what it is that's creating the problem. And it's really nice. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder what this is. Your subconscious mind is guiding me through to really show and bring forward. It knows your body. We are amazing machines. We have an innate ability to heal. Obviously, we see that miracle happening each and every day. And so the subconscious mind is just like this cataloging computer, taking note of every face you've ever seen, every experience you've ever been through. Mm-hmm. It knows every trapped emotional energy you have. Yeah. It knows every trauma, all of it. So to be able to access at the source of this all-knowing space, and to really your subconscious is already, once we ask the question, it's already queuing up the thing that needs to come to the surface that will best serve that person to get into alignment with whatever it is we're looking to achieve. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful modality. I also want to put in a big plug about this, is in that with emotion code, body code, you don't have to reveal anything personal if you don't want to. You can keep your private things to yourself if you want. You don't have, it's not talk therapy, right? You're not having to go out and air your dirty laundry and reveal things that are sensitive to you. So you can really just relax and let the method work. And then we just, we pull up the emotion. I like to muscle test the age in which it became trapped, because that's like extra information. It's nice. And we release the energy. And then once we release that particular trapped emotion, it's gone. It doesn't partially release. It doesn't come back. You're that trapped emotion lighter, or, the different things in the subconscious. Once we clear them, they're gone. And so each time we work together, you become more in alignment with your heart's desires. You're clearing out the energetic baggage, releasing the lower vibrational energies. It's just amazing. It's so amazing.
Yeah, and you can even do it through proxy and through an email, which blows my mind. And it's crazy. Yeah, and on these calls, like, you release traumas, you release emotional baggage from, like, when you're 3 or when you're 5, and you don't have, like, I think sometimes people are afraid because people are afraid to be vulnerable. So they might think it's like a therapy session, or people are scared of that because maybe they're going through like a marital issue, and then they're finally like, this is our last step. And it's sad to look at a therapist or a psychologist like as the last step, before like a marriage fails or something, or, whatever. But it's actually nothing like that. I got a facial yesterday and a massage, and I really relate the body code and motion code as that. Sometimes it's a little bit rough sometimes, just because you're like, oh my gosh, you might feel a little nauseous sometimes, or because sometimes it's a lot. So your subconscious mind will actually stop it when it's time, organically. But from my own experience, like when we had our session and when I have a session with a lot of the practitioners, of course, my main practitioner is Emmanuel Zavaios, and he's the one that introduced me. I'm at, I don't know if it's his voice or your voice, or I close my eyes and, I'm just there. I'm present. It takes 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's just whatever stress I've had during that day, it just kind of, it goes away. And, I don't know the exact terminology that you talk about, but it's kind of like you're imagining a light, just kind of from your top, the meridian of your head, kind of going down. And it's just like, you're just like, it's amazing feeling. There's calmness. Your traumas that you've been holding. I'm 39 years old, so I could have been holding stuff for 39, which I am 39 years old, but now it's like being released. So it's almost hard to believe at first, but the evidence speaks louder than anything else. I remember doing a session with someone, and I had an issue with somebody, and I just brought it up, and I didn't even say the specifics at all. I just said, I'd like to feel better. And we sent a lot of light and love to this person. The next day I get a text, and it was awesome. It was just this out of nowhere, just completely out of nowhere. And I felt so great, and so much was released from that. And I think a lot of us go through stress based on like how we think people think of us. And, maybe you're in a weird partnership or business relationship, or you have colleagues that you're working with, or maybe you're an entrepreneur and not everyone has your personality and not everyone's going to see eye to eye to you. But this is just a way for you to not take on that baggage, or whatever that looks like. So for you, you've been doing this for how long? How long have you been doing this up into really last month? How long have you been certified and working with people?
I got certified in the early part of 2019, and I really hit the ground running. So I've served a lot of clients in that little over a year and a half is where I've been working full-time, absolute full-time job. It's my passion, it's my mission, it's my absolute calling. So I've really had a ton of passion about this, and have been serving a lot of people. It's been wonderful.
Absolutely. And how many children do you have?
I have 3 children, 2 teenagers. Yeah, so 2 teenagers and a first grader. So there's a 9-year gap between my middle and my youngest, awesome. Which is interesting. Keeps things spicy, right? It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 3 children.
It's so inspiring for me, as a woman. I'm not a woman, but you're a woman, and it's so inspiring for me to know, like, you can be an awesome mom, and you also can be an awesome entrepreneur. Can you speak to that? Like, because I know your passion is also really inspiring other women to do that. What motivates you about that? To really be balanced, to have it all. But I'm so appreciative of women, because my mother, she was like you, and she had 4 children, and always an entrepreneur, always side hustling, but always at my games, always there for me. But I think I'm the way that I am, which is a good thing. I'm very driven. I'm very, because of her, because I saw her example. So could you speak to that, even through your own transformation, how that's been for you to like claim your own schedule, be your own boss, do what you love to do. And you're not really selling like a pen, or you're not really selling like, something that's okay. You're actually marketing something that literally, no question, is literally life transforming. So how does that, can you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so it all starts with finding your passion. But in order to find your passion, it really helps to clear your heart wall. So it was about a month after I had my heart wall cleared that it really became clear to me that emotion code, body code was my absolute calling. Before that, I was, waiting tables at night so I could be home with the kids during the day, and I did not own my schedule. So I was burning the midnight oil, right, so that I could be home during the day. Anyway, so once I found the emotion code, had my heart wall dismantled, about a month after that, it became ridiculously clear that my calling was to become motion code, body code certified or practitioner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once I found that when you step in your absolute truth and calling and are aligned with your authentic power, you're unstoppable. Okay. So not only that, I had control of my schedule at that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I could work my schedule around my kids and my, obligations at home. That was beautiful. I didn't have to work holidays and weekends anymore, right? That really did free up my time. And having the whole mission and purpose that I have, which is to help people release their traumas, release these things that are holding them back so that you can truly step into your purpose and your calling with passion. It is my absolute mission in life to help people release all of this so that they can truly step into their authentic self and make use of our life, you guys. This is not the dress rehearsal. This is the real deal. We are it's go time. So stop wasting time. Stop, if you can, just get focused, get laser focused, drop into your heart space and go. And so this also afforded me the chance to heal my family, right? We have things going on in our family. Our family is not perfect, right? We have issues going on with each kid has their own thing and husband this, husband, right? Well, I've used this modality to help go in and do healing sessions with each of my family members. And we're coming together so beautifully and people are more kind and feeling more centered and balanced. And so it's just a ripple effect, right? I'm able to create a ripple by stepping into my calling. And that just really allows me to have it all. I'm able to have a very successful energy healing business and also be present at home with my family. And also I have a huge mission to go out and inspire the world with our message, with our gifts, and what do we have to offer? I'm on fire for it. So it's not a job anymore. It's not the job. It's my passion. And so that really allows all the pieces of the puzzle to fall into place.
Yeah. Well, life is definitely not a dress rehearsal, but I think a lot of people treat it that way, and they think like they are going to live forever. But, for me, it's like, thank God, we only have 100 years or less to live on this planet. Honestly, I wouldn't want any more years than that. So make up. I'm 39, so a great perspective is I'm not 89. So for instance, my body, I can go do things now that I don't want to wait. So I never understood the 9 to 5 thing, because if I'm going to go work for someone else, pour in just to make this. But what happens when I retire, I'm older. So that means I can't swing a club like I can when I'm 39. I can't kayak the way that I can when I'm 39. I can't go hang out with, physically I'm going to get old. So why wait 40 to 50 years when I'm in my 60s and 70s? Why not do what I love now and not follow society, not follow the whole go to school, get good grades to get a good, it actually sounds like stupidity now. And colleges are going to be shut down because of COVID, not because of COVID, but because people are waking up. They're like, wait a minute. Okay. So I can read this book and I can get certified through that. And then I can start my own practice and learn marketing and learn how to share on social media and get paid for it. Right. And that's what you did. So so I have a couple of quick questions. If you could just spend a minute on each, because we're running out of time. Sure. So heart walls, the reason people don't do that is because they have heart walls. There's things in their heart that are holding them back. Just like you see it all the time. Some people self-sabotaging a beautiful relationship, and you're kind of like, they divorced? Like, what? Why? I don't get it. But, the people on the outside don't get it. But obviously there's a heart wall issue. So can you address just what is a heart wall? And then I'll ask you the last question, and then I'll, kind of share where to follow you.
Absolutely. So the greatest discovery in energy healing medicine today is what we call and refer to as the heart wall. Mm-hmm. Dr. Bradley discovered this in the late 90s, and it's powerful. So what happens here is over the course of our lifetime, our subconscious is creating this energetic heart wall. Most of us have one, 93% of us do. Most of us have never even heard of it. And we don't even realize this is what's sabotaging our life and blocking us from our potential and everything under the sun. So keeping us from our dreams and everything, keeping us out of alignment with our health, and all of this stuff boils down to the fact that we have this energetic heart wall. So what it is, it's layers and layers of trapped emotional energies that are accumulated over time. Of course, we're human, we feel emotions, and if we're not processing these at the time of their occurrence, well, they become trapped in our bodies or within our heart wall. So this energetic wall exists, and it is real, and it is causing this disconnect from you and your best life. And so I'm so grateful for the emotion code and for Dr. Bradley discovering this, because that's my first line of contact with my clients, is to take them through dismantling their heart wall. They one emotion at a time, layer by layer, we peel these back, clear them out, so that you can eventually become heart wall free. And when you're in this space of being heart wall free, you are just in such a better shape.
So just so everyone's watching, what she's talking about really is amazing, where you have like maybe 6 sessions, maybe take 7 sessions, 5 sessions, 10 sessions, whatever. There's not really a number, but eventually you are going to eventually clear your heart wall forever. And when you clear your heart wall, here comes you versus you, right? So you versus you is you versus your success, you versus your freedom, you versus your dreams. So how can you accomplish your dreams and your freedom and you know, all this stuff if you have heart walls? Because what if you're just, all right, I'm going to go for it, but then your mom says, oh, you shouldn't do that business. And then your friend says, oh, that's stupid. Why are you doing that? You're like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do it, you know? And you're like, maybe I should just go back to school, you know, after you have like 18 degrees. You're like, I'm going to go back to school and have debt till I'm 70, you know, because someone said something that you haven't cleared that heart wall. But when you clear the heart wall, you're just like, it's like, I don't care what you did. I'm going to do whatever I want. So that's such a beautiful thing. So talk to me a little bit about Inside Out Institute. Why did you become a founding member? I mean, you could really do anything you want. So what draw you into the Institute, being a founding member, and really the impact that you can make using your gifts that obviously that you have?
Oh, so excited. So thank you, Todd and Emmanuel, for putting this together. You guys, I am so indebted to you for you stepping into your vision and your gifts and co-collaborating on creating this, the Inside Out Institute. It was just an answer to a prayer for me, because here I am, solopreneur, right? In business for myself, doing my thing, right? Well, you know, I'm having to, my passion is to have one-on-one sessions and to heal my clients. Well, in reality, when you're doing this on your own, you're spending probably 80% of your time on marketing and closing the sales and so, you know, all the stuff, right? And so it's like that kind of really diverts you from your passion, which is to heal. And so when this opportunity was presented to me and I really saw the vision of where we are going as an institute, I was on fire. The whole concept, because in my life as a healer, I can only get my clients so far, right? Like we can do all the energy work you want, and if their mindset's out of whack, if they're not, you know, if their conscious mind's not on board, we can only get so far. Same thing goes from the life coaching and the transformational life coaching perspective, right? You can tell them everything they want, give them all the action steps, but if they still have these subconscious blocks,
they're going to still quit. They're going to quit and want their money back. They're like, "Where's my refund?"
Totally. No, we're having no refunds here.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be able to really come together with this hybrid coaching model, which is one of a kind, world class, just vision, just the focus is amazing. To bring this together to really help coach and train and heal people from both the conscious and the subconscious side was just so amazing. So absolutely jumped in.
Yeah, we're not a strong institute without people like you. So, you know, you make the institute so much stronger because of your understanding of the modalities, understand how strong you are, and just really just your personality and how loving and how kind you are. So we are really only, you know, as far as phase 2 goes right now, it's exciting because we're officially in it. But we have some incredible practitioners like yourself lined up, and we have some incredible transformational leadership coaches. And if anyone knows my background, it was network marketing. This is not network marketing, but at the same time, I had a lot of success in network marketing. But the challenge was it almost gave me a heart attack because I had to constantly drag people on the conscious side. And it was all volunteer too, on top of that. So if that had also what you do, a lot more people would be greatly successful financially. They'd be greatly successful just loving what they do, et cetera, no matter if it's network marketing or if it's a church or if it's a business, whatever. So we really see this going to corporate America. We really see this, you know, even on Netflix doing a special, you know, it's a big deal. especially now. The timing has never been better. So I appreciate, obviously, your wisdom today in educating a lot of people, because I think that's what it really is taking, is education and bringing on practitioners and leadership coaches onto the show so that you can win the biggest battle of your life, you versus you. But it's not just as simple as reading a book, even though I am the author. You can't just read the book and be like, all right, I'm going to win now. It's understanding and identifying that, but it's getting both sides of the subconscious and conscious. So how can people follow you? Obviously, right here is I believe your first and last name on Facebook, right? That's where they can follow you on Facebook. Where can they follow you on any other method?
Absolutely. So I have my Instagram account, also Sarah Strizzi, Facebook, Sarah Strizzi. I have a YouTube channel under my name as well. So you can follow me on all of those platforms, and I'm sure that that's going to expand and grow from there. But for right now, those are the 3 areas. You can absolutely find me, reach out to me. I'm happy to be someone that you can, lean on and just kind of bounce ideas with. And so I'm on a passion-driven mission to help people really tap into their own greatness and ignite their light. I'm all about, we have an inner light to shine. We have free will of whether or not we're going to shine this inner light. And I'm on a passion to help ignite the light in you so that you can then be that ripple in your own life.
Yeah, I got to tell you, anyone that's watching this too, it's like they might be sitting there struggling with this whole a couple things that show up is I don't have money, and oh, that sounds good, but I bet there's a cost. And I always tell people, well, what's the cost of your divorce that's coming?
Exactly.
Yeah, what's the cost of your house that you have to sell or you have to be in foreclosure? What's the cost of your dreams? You losing it all? What's the cost of you filing bankruptcy? What's the cost of you deteriorating your health? Because great health on the outside comes from the emotional health on the inside. And we don't have to get into that now because obviously we're out of time, but Dr. Joe Dispenza even talks about that. Cancer, disease. If you're not at ease in your mind and your emotions, you will get disease in the body. And if you have emotional baggage, you can even get grief goes into the lungs. You can get lung cancer, for goodness sakes. I mean, we've got to be able to understand where emotions come from, not just say we're just human beings, we're emotional creatures. Or a guy saying, oh, women are more emotional than guys. That's not true. Guys are very emotional too, but we tend to hide our emotions, which kind of kill us younger. Most men die before the women. So there's a lot awesome tips that you gave us today, just education. That's what we really want to do. We want to educate people that are watching this on how great this modality is, how you can immediately see results, because I think that's what's so cool, right? So what's the last thing that you can share with everyone? Somebody that does want results, they are on a mission, but they're so afraid. What if they fail? What if they do all this and it just doesn't work out for them? And they got to put themselves out there, and maybe they might have public humiliation if they do something that fails. What would you say to that person, knowing what you know?
What I would say is that this is real. That this energy is real, and there's a way to help move this out of your life, so that's no longer something bothering you. Clear your dang heart wall. That's what I'm going to say. Clear your dang heart wall. I haven't ever had a client that I've cleared their heart wall do what you just said. By the time you go through that process of dismantling your heart wall, you are a changed person. You are a transformed person. You go from a state of fear, doubt, shame, unworthiness to a place of authenticity, power, peace, and calm. And you're fearless. Like, you get brought from a place of fear into a place of absolute love, right? There's the 2 spectrum, right? When you're in the space and aligned with love, you're aligned with all of your heart's desires, right? So you definitely invest in having your heart wall dismantled. That's number 1 for each and every person listening to me, listening to my voice. If you have not intended to this, get that done. So the transformation that happens is just incredible. And so there is help. There is hope. You do not have to stay stuck in fear. It becomes almost, it's a choice at that point, right? There is a solution. So don't choose to stay stuck in fear. Choose to take the hand, get the help, transform your life, and just truly make a positive ripple in your own personal life, your community, your country, the world.
Yeah. And it's also, and just kind of closing on this one last point, if someone actually watches that, like when they actually watch this and they still do nothing, it's on them now.
Yes, absolutely.
It's on you. So we, like you said, we have free will, we have choice, thank God. Because if we didn't, we'd just be like, I will do whatever I need to. We're robots, but that gives us the power to grow, the power to be successful or to be a failure. So once you know this and you still do nothing about it, I would just really say to you, please don't complain, please don't moan and groan, because there is things out there. People like Sarah are here for you, and she can help you and she can guide you. And it really is a joy to go through that process. It's not, oh my gosh, I got to like publicly, talk to people about all my problems. And oh no, it's absolutely confidential. It's just you and your practitioner on your phone. You don't even have to see them. It's just audio. It just feels like I just feel so at peace when I'm doing my session. So it's the best thing ever. And I appreciate you so much, Sarah. Thanks so much for being on, and thanks so much for your great energy. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.